Hello everyone and welcome back to JeremyTiki Plays Sonic 2. So I gave up on that last special stage. Let me turn the volume down on the mic real quick. Oh, but stop. I gave up on that last special stage because it's fucking impossible. I sat here and played it for about at least an hour and a half. Minimum hour and a half. And no matter how many times I reset it, I actually did get it perfect one time. And there still wasn't enough rings. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that, but I think I'm just going to give up on it for now. Shit. Okay, so this is one of the downfalls of this stage. This part here is excruciatingly... Well, I don't know if excruciatingly difficult is correct. It was for my 11-year-old mind. I remember hating this part as a kid, but... Now it doesn't seem like it's... Oh, shit. Okay, no. I done goofed. It's over, I think. This will be my first recorded death. This isn't... Oh, ooh, I made it. That was close. Anyways, I'm going to be giving up on getting the Chaos Emeralds for now. If anyone's interested, I will go back through and do it again. But I'm not expecting this series to get a ton of attention, and I was wasting way too much time on... trying to do that when I wasn't getting enough, whenever this channel's not going to be getting that much attention yet. So like I said, once if it gets more popular, I might come... Ooh! Well... If this channel gets more popular, I might consider coming back and redoing it. But for right now, that's not going to happen. I don't see a point in spending, literally like two hours sitting here playing a single stage, a single special stage over and over and over again, when I'm not making any real progress. The closest I ever got, I think, was like 206, which was still almost 14 rings away, and that was when I did it nearly perfectly. So, like I said, I don't expect it. Oh, shit. But like I said, that was when I did it nearly perfectly, so I don't expect to make any other real progress in this than that. So, like I said, if the series gets more popular, we'll return to that at a later point. If Chaos Emeralds are really what people want to see, then I will sit down and force myself to do it. But we'll have to get a lot. I'll have to get a lot of requests for that before I consider it, because that stage is, that thing there, that special stage is goddamn impossible. So for now, we're just gonna play through. I have 5 of the emeralds. That's pretty good. And for now, we'll just play through this, and I'll talk about some of the other stuff that I find interesting in the game. For now. Alright, let me get a drink of water here while the next stage loads. So the next stage we're going into, this one is actually one of my favorite ones, because this one really stands out to me from the Sonic games, because it introduces such interesting mechanics. I think stage 2 is really where Sonic 2 starts to shine. And that's mainly because it starts getting into this interesting... Okay, so it's kind of hard for me to explain. I recorded this episode already, and... Well, I thought I recorded it already, let's say that. And it turns out I actually didn't, so I have to re-record a bunch of episodes. Because I'm an idiot and I don't understand how OBS works. But I talked about this in the other episode that didn't get recorded. After stage 1, which is kind of like the introduction to the game, Sonic 2 does a really good job of teaching you how to play the game and a build-up for the one final stage. And this stage starts that. To me, this stage teaches a lot about enemies and hitboxes, because that's why we have weird little things like that. It also teaches you a little bit of what you learned in the last stage, which is water. But I think the primary thing in this stage is hitboxes. because to me it seems like there's a lot more enemies in this stage than there are in any other stage. I mean, I could be wrong about that, but just like everywhere you turn, there's enemies jumping out somewhere. Even at the bottom of the ocean, we have the piranha enemies and those drill nose guys, and I can't spin dash for some reason. But it really focuses a lot on enemies and how Sonic interacts with enemies. And I think that's kind of like what this stage, like I said, each one of the stages after stage 1, I feel like tries to teach you something. Stage 2, or section 2, which is the one we just finished up there, Chemical Plant, I think it's the main thing it teaches is about Sonic's momentum in the game. How well Sonic moves, how quickly he can move, how to build momentum quick, how fast he can go moving down and on a downward slope versus going on an upward slope, and things like that. Because in the first section, Green Hill Zone, you don't really get that a lot because there's not a lot of like real heavy ups and downs. Oh, I guess it's because of the points. But whereas in Chemical Zone, you get a lot of really steep hills going up and down that you can really test your momentum on. And then in sections like this, it gives you like a little test, like that hill there, that shows that you understand how to use it. And the same here, like you can't just walk up this, you have to show you understand how the momentum mechanic works, or you won't be able to get up it. This stage, I feel like, is more about enemies. And there's another great example. How to interact with enemies, how enemies can affect you, and more about, I don't know if it's necessarily enemies, or if I'd say it's more about hitboxes. And that's what this stage is all about. And even the boss teaches you all about hitboxes. That's why he shoots arrows back and forth at you. Teaches you that once, the arrow's already shot, it's no longer any kind of real danger. And you can stand on it. Ah, shit. I mean, and again, this is mostly just my opinion on the game. It's not necessarily like, oh, this is for sure what the developers intended. Just my thoughts on the game. But this is what I feel you can really take out of the game. And I think it does an excellent job of it's kind of like Mega Man X. It does an excellent job of teaching you how to play the game without over-tutorializing the game and making it difficult to play because of that. Because a lot of games have like a thing where they like, excuse me, get a little bit of a drink there. They like really over-tutorialize it and almost make the game unfun because you spend so much time on the tutorial. Now this stage, I think this stage is all about teaching you the mechanics of your spinning. How you react when you hit things, how Sonic reacts when he's hit by things, and all about the spin ball. And that's why they made it into a casino, and specifically a pinball machine. Because what better way to teach how to use Sonic's spinning mechanic correctly than by playing a game that forces him to become the ball? And it's a really clever way to teach you how to master the spinball mechanic by making you want to play the game. Because you don't want, it's kind of addictive. You don't want to just leave here without getting any of the free rings that they offer. But at the same time, at the same time, it's teaching you this mechanic of how to control Sonic in his spinball form without punishing you if you don't know how to do it well, but rewarding you with something minor if you can do it well enough. So it's like the perfect way to teach you how to play the game. And there's never any point where it's like, oh, press A to jump and, hold left and right to control your in-air momentum, but watch out for things you hit off of because they'll bounce you in weird directions. There's nothing like that in the game. It's just completely you figure it out as you play, or else you get stuck like I'm doing here, and it's impossible to get out. There we go. And then, of course, once you get in, it can reward you for playing and learning the game. But I just think it's a really interesting I mean, of course, like I said, there's always the incredibly realistic chance I'm just completely blowing this game out of proportions because I grew up with it and I have kind of a soft spot for it. But at least that's the way it feels to me, is everything was just kind of planned out. Okay. Well, I think that's all we're going to do for this episode. I don't want to blow through every stage so quickly and easily. So I think I'll save the rest of this one for next time. If you guys like this video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video.